What's up, everyone? Welcome to the July 11th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, use the code AWESOMO when you sign up and make a deposit at Prize Picks. You'll receive one free month of Stokastic Plus Platinum. You'll also receive a 100% deposit bonus up to $100 on that first deposit. We have an 8-game MLB slate tonight. And as usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the stokastic.com website. Starting with the top 3 stacks, number 3, the Boston Red Sox are taking on Josh Fleming tonight in Tropicana Field. It's not a great matchup against Fleming. I believe Tampa Bay is also going to open with Matt Whistler, but then you'll get the bulk of the innings from Fleming. Fleming has a 3.68 xFIP this year, 18.1% strikeout percentage. Not a good park in Tropicana, but the Red Sox do still have a good offense, even if they are missing Rafael Devers, which certainly will water down the lineup a little bit. You're still looking at guys like Xander Bogaerts, JD Martinez, Christian Vazquez, Trevor Story, plenty of power in this lineup, even without Devers. And the Red Sox are projected for about 2% ownership with a 5% chance of being the top scoring stack. Number 2, the Texas Rangers are taking on Adrian Martinez tonight in Texas. Martinez had good strikeout numbers at AAA this year, but doesn't project to be a particularly good major league pitcher. Through his first 3 starts in the majors, a 16.7% strikeout percentage and a 4.63 xFIP, taking on the Rangers, who have a 104 WRC plus and a 173 ISO on their active roster. Plenty of power in this lineup. They're projected for 8% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 7% chance of being the top value stack. And number 1, the Chicago White Sox are taking on Cal Quantrill tonight in Cleveland. Quantrill has only struck out 14.7% of hitters with a 4.75 xFIP and 1.12 home runs per 9 innings this season. The White Sox active roster does have a 99 WRC plus and only a 123 ISO this season, but those numbers are being pulled down a little bit by the small sample size from Eloy Jimenez, who we know is a good hitter and his numbers will turn around. If you look through the White Sox lineup individually, there's a lot of good hitters and a lot of power here. It looks like a very good spot against Quantrill. They're projected for 8% ownership with a 10% chance of being the top scoring stack and an 8% chance of being the top value stack. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of my tournament videos. Use the promo code ADAMMLB. It's at the top of the screen and receive 50% off any weekly Stokastic Plus package. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, use this promo code, get yourself 50% off any weekly package. You'll get access to data behind the paywall, such as the top stacks and top pitchers tool that I reference in this video. So get yourself a discount there if you haven't already signed up. Now, looking at the top 3 tournament pitchers, number 3, Merrill Kelly. He's projected for 3% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He's taking on the San Francisco Giants, which is a relatively difficult matchup. The Giants' active roster has a 111 WRC plus, but they do also have a 22.9% strikeout percentage, and this game is being played in San Francisco, which is a very favorable place to pitch. Kelly projected for 3% ownership with an 8% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. Number 2, Max Fried, projected for 10% ownership, 13% chance of being the top scoring pitcher at $10,400. He has a difficult matchup against the Mets, who have only struck out 19.6% of the time with a 114 WRC plus on their active roster. But Fried's one of the most talented pitchers on the slate, one of the most talented pitchers in baseball. He has a 2.94 xFIP this year, 23.5% strikeout percentage, projected to go a bit under-owned here. And number 1, Aaron Nola, also in a difficult matchup, taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals have a 115 WRC plus and a 20.1% strikeout percentage on their active roster. But Nola is projected for 18% ownership with a 14% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. That is much less ownership than Max Scherzer is seeing. Scherzer is projected for about 25% ownership. So a nice gap there, even though they have similar chances of being the top scoring pitcher. Nola this year has a 27.8% strikeout percentage and a 3 xFIP. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks on FanDuel: number 3, the Boston Red Sox; number 2, the Texas Rangers; number 1, the Chicago White Sox. And the top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Merrill Kelly; number 2, Max Fried; and number 1, Aaron Nola.